We made it. I'm very excited. Despite technical difficulties, we're here and we're excited to do the show. So, welcome to AnimeInkArt Live Talks, where we talk with different creators in the community about their journey in content creation and how we can support each other better. So, today we have very special guest, MarketingMoonie. So, they're your favorite blurry social media manager. They have their amazing community where they help different blurred creators, whether you're a content creator, regular content creator, influencer, cosplayer, you have your own business. They give you the tools, the digital products, and the resources to, grow your brand. So definitely let's bring them on and let's have a great time. Hi.
Yay! Here we out here. Hey, everybody.
How are you today?
I am splendid. We were just talking about literally 2 minutes ago. This is sleepy time. We are getting our baths in. We are reading our manga in the bed. We are catching up on anime in the bed. And then anime is catching up on us because we're knocked out.
Yeah.
But anybody ask me to yap, I'm good. I'm ready. I'm there. Let's do it.
That's awesome. And again, I do appreciate you reaching out, wanting to be on the show. I really do appreciate it. And it's so cool what you do and what I see that you're doing for the community. So I have a pleasure talking to you tonight.
Oh, I appreciate that so much. And you did such a splendid introduction. Sometimes a lot of people and that's kind of a thing in the marketing industry where a lot of people just have a hard time understanding what we do. And you broke it down very eloquently. So I appreciate that.
I'm glad I did. So I appreciate that you appreciated that. And for those that may not know what you do, introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jade, aka the MarketingMoonie, and I'm your blurred social media manager. So what I do is I essentially provide custom marketing solutions to creators and small businesses in nerd culture, whether that's through anime, manga, comics, podcasts, anything within our community. And it's like a perfect blend between the things that I love and the things that I grew up with, and my passion for social media marketing specifically. And I've been able to grow in different ways and kind of see more of the creator perspective because I am sort of a creator myself. I've been in the game for a little over 7 years, and the entire time I'm just, contributing to someone else's vision. I'm giving someone else, tidbits and, golden nuggets when it comes to marketing. And now I get to market my own business and present myself also as a creator. So all of y'all that make them YouTube videos, I commend every single one of you because my film sessions be having me gas. And then I'll be like, wait a minute, I have to edit these now? This is crazy, but it's so fun. And it's in our community. So anything nerdy, and I'm kind of leaning more towards on the anime and manga side of our community there. Just anything having to do with that. It doesn't feel like work. It's fun.
No, yeah, I definitely understand that. And because they go hand in hand, what was your first experience with everything nerdy and, and all things geekdom? And then what inspired you to get into social media marketing specifically, since they both go hand in hand?
So it all started in middle school. My bestie at the time in the 6th grade, she handed me this manga. The BL girlies will love this. My first manga was Junja Romantica, volume 6,
wow.
very specifically. And it was great. I was like, wow, this is amazing. I'm going to explore this a lot more.
Yeah.
So I was watching Sailor Moon. I was, as soon as I got access to a computer, I was watching Soul Eater and Mermaid Melody on YouTube, looking for episode 35, part 5, full episode. And I was also a library kid. So I was also, I was going to the library and I discovered the manga section and I was flabbergasted. I was like, you mean to tell me I could read all this manga for free? So I was borrowing tons of manga. I had the manga reader app on my iPod Touch. I was able to, by the time I got to the 10th grade, I was able to convince my teacher at the time, my homeroom teacher at the time, to let me read manga on my iPod Touch during sustained silent reading. Because they didn't believe me. Like, you're playing games on your iPod. No, I'm not, sir. I'm reading Peak at the moment. So just let me have this. So that's how I kind of gotten into this space. And it was a little bit of, mostly I would say magical girl anime is kind of what I really got into. And then I also was, like I said, I was into Soul Eater. So some seinen. Funny enough, like I barely watched Dragon Ball, but I do love Dragon Ball. I used to watch my brother play the video game on PS2 all the time, so that was great bonding for us. And as time progressed, and I graduated college, I ended up finishing with my bachelor's in communication arts, and I got my first big girl job. I felt like I needed to camouflage myself within that space. So I wasn't wearing anime merch to work, and I wasn't, I wasn't reading manga during my lunch breaks. I was going to the local coffee shop with my coworkers and things like that. And I made like this stark separation between like what I'm really passionate about and the work that I was doing. And don't get me wrong, like the entire time that I've spent in the marketing industry has been an absolute blast. It's been awesome.
Yes.
But I didn't feel like I could really be myself in the corporate space. But it wasn't until I had a new 9-to-5 that I started at the top of 2024. Their headshot day was very interesting. And I say this because what the company that I'm at now, what they do is on their headshot days, like you can tell them like how you want to stylize your headshot. So you can make it very much like, you can make it exude your personality and the things that you're interested in. And so I was like, will y'all buy me a Sailor Moon Moonrod prop? And they sponsored my anime obsession. And here it is, right here. They bought it for me. And I was able to include that in my headshots. And they had like little like likes and hearts and like comment buttons like flying out like away, out of the moon rod and stuff like that. And I was that kind of like clicked for me as far as being able to kind of like merge those two worlds. Like I can be really passionate about two things at the same time, and they don't have to exist exclusive to each other. So I decided to start MarketingMoonie in August of 2024. And I kind of just wanted it to be a creative space for myself. I did not want to sell anything. I was not worried about making money. I was not worried about doing business with others. I just wanted this to be a space where I can just kind of explore kind of the gray areas between marketing and anime specifically at that time. And a lot of people kept telling me like, yeah, you're MarketingMoonie business. You're a business owner. And I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not selling anything. What do you mean? Is this manifestation? So I said, you know what? Why don't I put my skills to use and serve a community within a niche that has not been as appreciated as it should have been? And the demand is growing very, very rapidly. So there is a demand for my skill set in marketing, but I just want to commune around others that love the mediums that I love as well. So it's been a blast just being able to connect with different people in the nerd community, and experimenting with different services that I can offer, different digital products that I can give away for free or sell for a low cost. Sometimes I have people in my DMs like, hey, what do you think about this? And I'm like, look, I've got free game for you. We can do this. Like I'm dibbling dabbling in blogging, and that's such a stark, a different type of content creation from social media marketing, because the writing for social media marketing, outside of maybe scripting or short form content, you are, the goal is to write to capture attention and drive traffic somewhere. And you only have a very short amount of time to do that, whereas blogs, because they're more long form, I can give my ideas a lot more room to kind of stretch and breathe, and I can explore my creativity within that space at a much slower pace. So it's interesting kind of having that duality, and it also gives me a different perspective on how I do social media content just for my business. And I'm a YouTube creator. I have one video up. I will do more. And it's just been so fun just doing these things and meeting people, all of my internet friends. First of all, is anyone in LA? Anyone? All of the people that I've connected with are either in Atlanta, Chicago, or Brooklyn. Y'all are popping.
Yes, that is true. Yes.
And the cons, like, it's absolutely insane. There are some things in Texas, but I'm not in Texas. Where are my Los Angeles people? I want to hang out with y'all.
Unfortunately, I'm in New Jersey, where we're trying, but
at least y'all getting there. All we have is Comic-Con. And that is it. That's all we have. I'm sure there are smaller communities. I am going to be going to AniFest. That's in Torrance, California. That's literally 15 minutes away from where I live. And that'll be like my first baby con. And I'm super excited, but I need more of you folks to do the things in LA. I'm trying to get Sailor Victoria to the Moonies, the queen of the Moonies Club, to come to LA and do something so I can support and spend all my money on the vendors there. They're giving out tattoos, they're doing your nails, you're doing coloring books, and you're watching Sailor Moon together. So that's the kind of community that I felt like I was missing out on growing up. And now that I have adult money and adult time, I can buy more merch. I can go to all of these events and just connect with people and offer my skills to everyone in the culture.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And one thing that's cool is that you have all these cool resources and services. So I wanted to talk about the services because, when you go on your website, you have a list of different, services that you offer for creators. And a lot of them are helpful, like campaign management and branding and personal packaging and helping with websites and just metrics and everything like that. So if you want to share a little bit about the services that you offer and like the packages, the floor is yours for that.
Yeah, absolutely. I always say that I've got something for every budget. I have something for every budget. I do make it a point to have pricing transparency on my website as well, because people want to know what they're getting into. And there are a lot of marketing agencies that are hiding their prices, and they make it uh, difficult for people in the nerd culture specifically to understand what they're getting into. There are other industries where it totally makes sense for you to not have your pricing on a website. Some of those like higher caliber, like high, I would say like high paying industries. Absolutely. There needs to be a meeting to decide on budgets and things like that. But I always have price ranges. And my most popular package has been what I call the Pegasus custom package. And basically it is inspired by Helios or Pegasus from Sailor Moon. And it basically what it does is it matches the scope of work with the budget, versus my other packages like my Cosmic or my Eternal or my Chibi packages. Those have set budget ranges where when that work is completed, that is the value that you are receiving and exchanging for those packages. So I specialize in organic content creation and content strategy. I also am very versed in building marketing systems as well, which is extremely important for creatives like us. We get so burnt out on just creating content and creating more and more and more of it without having a system in place that actually supports your content creation efforts. So, for example, my life is in Notion. It is in Notion's hands. And I say this because I can include everything in there. I can include my content strategy in there. I can include my content calendar in there. And I have a system set up that works for me. So I feel like I can take a break from creating content and really focus on my client work. I can do that. And I can track everything that I'm creating in that space as well. So organic social media content and content strategy and building marketing systems are like my shtick. And for the most part, you could categorize a majority of my packaging within content creation and content strategy. I do have my Artemis package. It is a marketing consultation package where I'm your bestie. If you need advice for absolutely anything, I'm giving you all the tidbits on when you should be posting, whether or not you should run a targeted campaign for a con coming up. I can map out campaigns for you so you know within a set period of time what type of content you should be focusing on and what topic you should be focusing your content on. And there's so many things that you can do. It's absolutely insane. So that's why I try to keep my packaging very simple, because everybody is different and everybody has different needs. Like, for example, one of my first clients, a Cash and Bunny, David, love you, guy. We really needed to narrow down the framing of their brand before even jumping into the social media content, because what you have to talk about if you don't have a framework of who you are as a company and the things that you are offering. So we were able to work on that and finalize brand messaging for him. And then I have also been working with the Storm Pod. They're absolutely work with. They are so fun and absolutely hilarious. I'm editing their content from their episodes. I am at home cackling. And for podcasts, it is a lot more predictable. And that's the problem, because a lot of podcasts, what they do is they drop their full episode and then they just do clips from the episode and leave it at that. The way that you're going to grow is to post what other podcasts are not posting. The behind the scenes content of, like a lot of anime podcasts, they are going to early premieres. They're going to anime cons, even like behind the scenes of filming each episode. The Storm has a great strategy on really doing the community growth work so that they have a fandom that is loyal and will vouch for them and push their content out further. They have like 5 different fan pages. It's absolutely insane. They are growing exponentially, but that is their shtick. So what we do is we monopolize that and continue to make that the focus. So any additional content to clips from the previous episode, we focus on driving engagement from their communities, getting them to answer our questions, getting them to share our content with other people. They even just talking about random things. It doesn't even have to be related to anime. Went viral on Twitter because one of the hosts said that he uses the back left burner on the stove. This is not related to anime at all. But it went viral. Another one of our hosts was saying, we got to get your whimsy up. This YN epidemic.
Yes, I remember that.
And because you know it, that's how you know it worked. If you recognize that piece of content, it worked. So for all of the podcasts out there, be different and just have fun. Don't just stick to going with the motion, take on some adventures, and document that, because your fans want to know you. They love the show because they know you, not necessarily just what the show is.
Yeah, that's
true. When it comes to services, there are things in the works that I am wanting to put in as well. Obviously, I would love to work with more, anime podcasts, nerd creators, nerd artists, things like that. So, I have like my regular retainer packaging there, but I also want to get more digital products out there as well for the folks who do not have enough capital to be able to sustain a monthly retainer from me. So what I have so far is a list of anime inspired hooks that they use.
That's what I was going to ask.
Content. It was so fun putting it together. And it took me like some weeks because they needed to work. They didn't need to just be puns or anything like that. They had to be crafted in a way that drove people to want to keep watching. And the next thing I am working on, and it is quite slow, is a content repurposing roadmap. And I'm super excited for this one, mostly because it is a surefire solution to creative burnout. And basically what it is it will guide you on, say, for example, you just filmed a YouTube video, you filmed a 10-minute YouTube video. You can take that transcript and rework it into a blog. Then you can take that blog, take your top 3 to 5 main points from that blog and turn it into short form video content. And you could split it up. You can have a video per main point and make that a content series. Then you can wait, there's more. You can take those pieces of content and turn them into text-based content. So for your Threads is a growing platform, and it has just recently surpassed Twitter on the amount of users that it has. And it's a great space to grow. especially in our community. There are a lot of nerd culture patrons in that space as of right now. So you can take your main points from those short form videos and you can include those in text-based content. You know, if you have a Twitter and a Threads, you can put it in both of those spaces as well.
Yeah.
And in turn, you can backlink to either your blog or your YouTube. And that is your surefire way to beating creative burnout. That is great for like the all-around creators that are doing long-form content, short-form content, they're writing as well. And yeah, like that's something that I want to build for different types of creators. I know that, you know, not everyone does long-form content and not everyone writes blogs. So I would like to create a guide or a package of guides for different types of creators where they can have kind of like this formula of repurposing their content so they won't have to guess what to film or write or create next.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And I saw like some of the other like digital products that you have as well. So it was that one, and then as well as like you have a content like idea like generator as well. Like that's like really cool. And then you were talking about what you talked about then, and like having like the different anime like trending songs, like being able to match that up to like your content that you want to do. So I want to ask about those other two that you have, like what inspired those, what has been like the impact you've seen from, you know, your clients or just you using it yourself, because I know you've used it yourself to see if it works for you.
So welcome to the Mooniverse, guys. So very early on. No, yeah. Welcome. You have entered. You have spawned into the Mooniverse.
I love that.
Let's get into it. So very early on in my MarketingMoonie journey, I was building my website, and that was a huge overhaul. That was quite stressful. But I wanted to do it myself because who would I be to offer folks a landing page service if I don't do that for myself? So one of the pages that I wanted to include was the Mooniverse. And I essentially wanted that to be a creative hub to where, you know, you can get just ideas, you know, all of the tools and resources that you need if you don't have the capital or the bandwidth to be able to work with me on a retainer-like basis. I still wanted our community to have access to different ways that they can combat creative burnout. And so what is in the Mooniverse as of now, there are 2 gamified widgets. And the first is a content idea generator. And it's based on different categories in nerd culture. So it includes anime, manga, comics, tech, and I believe Dungeons and Dragons as well. And it gives you random flashcards of different, just random content ideas pertaining to that category. And what's really cool about that is it really takes you outside of your head when it comes to content creation, because everybody has like a time period where they're not going to cons or they're not doing speaking engagements. They're not showing up on podcasts and things like that. So, you know, sometimes folks just have a hard time figuring out what to create in order to, you know, remain consistent, whether they are posting 2, 3, or sometimes 7 times a week. So this widget I think is really cool because, you know, like I said, it takes you out of your head and it gives you an idea that you can immediately act on. You don't necessarily have to stage anything, and it is randomized. And what's cool is you can either randomize the content ideas that are served to you by category, or you can do it by all categories. And when you do receive a content idea, it doesn't have to be that exact thing. It can be just a point of inspiration for you to do something a little bit different from what you have been doing previously. And the second widget in there it was just a little silly idea, but I wouldn't be me if I didn't act on my silly ideas. It's a anime song. I would say, how do I describe it? It's like, okay, so you want to create a content, right? And odds are maybe you want to do a vlog, or you want to do talking head content, which is that, just you speaking to camera, maybe, sharing a lesson with your audiences, or doing a review or something like that. And you can select your intent, and it will generate anime songs to help you match that intent. So for example, if you want to educate someone, to inform your audience, that is an intent. You select that, and it will generate anime songs that will help you communicate that intent. If you want to do a vlog, or if you want to, just tell your story and make it really emotional, you can select emotional as an intent, and it'll send you something like Unravel from Tokyo Ghoul.
Yes.
Like that one. If you want to get emotional, just have that playing like low and soft in the background. Maybe you can just use the instrumental version. And what I really like about that widget as well is there is an extra tab that you can click when you find a song that you like. You click that tab, and it'll give you a content tip in relation to that song. So it's really fun to play with, even if like you don't want to act on it immediately. It's a great way to, kind of really tie your content to your identity as a nerd, and as an anime fan specifically. And I was able to I did the Tokyo Ghoul song. I did Unravel for one of the content. And then I also did, it said on the idea generator, it said to recreate anime poses. And I didn't do it exactly. I was able to twist it into anime poses, basically in response to all the things that I've heard as a marketer.
Oh, shit.
And it was fun. I'll put that JoJo Pose song in the background.
Yeah.
Put that in the background. I had my Sailor Moon rod. I was hitting that L pose. I was hitting that diabolical villain anime character that's like,
I know
I was hitting all of that, and it was so fun. Like, and I didn't even really care about how much engagement I got on it. It was just fun to express myself in that way. And technically everything is evergreen on the internet. So if I happen to blow up, people that explore, some of my previous content, they'll be able to see more of that.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I want to ask, how was your first ever like Canva create experience, especially as like a marketer yourself now?
It was like going to Candyland. Literally, they gave you a bar of chocolate. But it was amazing. I loved hearing from mostly being in a space of other creators and marketers in the industry is a very rare thing. Marketing teams can be very siloed in the corporate space. And then, me, I'm a lone shark over here. I'm by myself. This is just me doing MarketingMoonie. So it can get quite lonely in the marketing industry, despite all of the demand and asks that we typically receive. And being at Canva Create, and I am going again this year, it was absolutely amazing. And being able to hear from people like, the director or the head of social at Duolingo. They are feral over there. They do not care. I'm like, does the legal team exist in that space? And being able to hear from other marketing professionals that are at these larger brands was very inspiring. And we didn't even just hear from other marketing professionals. We also were able to hear from other like creators that are, in the music industry and in Hollywood. Cynthia Erivo was there. John Baptiste was also there. And something that I took away from John Baptiste is, he's a quirky guy. He's got a little whimsy to him, and I love it. And to him, failure is a concept that does not exist to him. He's like, just get into it and just do it. Don't be worried about failure. Failure should not exist in your mind, because the point is the journey. And you cannot fail a journey. You just keep going. Hello, Freerin. I might should have asked him if he watched that anime. But yeah, it was great to hear from other creators in that space. Connecting with other folks. I saw like former coworkers there.
Oh,
that
wow.
was really cool. And I went there with my colleague as well. But yeah, it was very inspiring. It was very well done when it comes to like the experiential marketing and stuff like that. It had a whole ball pit, and the tagline was like, you're diving into the numbers and all of that good stuff. And I scraped my elbow in there. So ball pits can be dangerous, PSA. But it was great. It was great. Would definitely go again. The workshops get very, very packed very quickly. You do have to kind of RSVP for all of the sessions that you want to go to, and sometimes they overlap. So you really have to be selective with who you want to hear from and the topics that they cover. And they did touch on AI a little bit, but more so when it comes to automating workflows, which is something that I also am kind of dabbling in as well. I think automating workflows just gives you room to be more creative and focus on being creative, not things creating for you. So that was kind of a little bit of a focus there. They did have a lot of design workshops in there, but we like could not get in. Those were taken up so quickly. I was like, wait a minute. It was like, I could compare it to like securing your boarding group to get on a freaking plane.
Wow. Okay.
Gone so fast. All the design workshops gone. So highly recommend folks in the nerd community go to some marketing conferences, go to some of those events, because you'll be able to hear, you're getting free game from other marketers there. And you're also able to sit in some workshops too. If you do art or you do design, or you just want to have like a cohesive brand for your business, or as a creator, just go see if you can go to Canva Create this year. It is quite affordable, and try to get into those design workshops and sit in those sessions, because it's very valuable for marketers and creatives.
That's awesome. And I wanted to ask for you as a marketer and helping all of us out in terms of like, dealing with burnout. For you personally, like, what do you use for yourself? Like, because now not only are you working with clients, like you said, you're in your own lane now, and you're also using these tools to promote your business. How are you able to balance everything? Because, you're still working full time, you have family to deal with and everything like that.
I am a sleepy girl. 24/7. I'm sleepy. But it's so worth it. But what has worked for me as an individual, and, things work differently for everyone, outside of just having the system that I have set up for me for content creation and ideation, is compartmentalizing my initiatives. So some of you may have noticed I have not been posting on MarketingMoonie a lot.
Yeah.
And that's because I am mostly working behind the scenes when it comes to building my business and networking with other creatives. So it's okay to not post if you're putting in the work behind the scenes. Never let them know your next move. So what I'm doing is I am refocusing my efforts into an initiative that I want to pursue, which is This Moonie Speaks. Yeah. And This Moonie Speaks is essentially more of a public speaking kind of mentorship, thought leadership branch of MarketingMoonie. Whereas MarketingMoonie is more so the space where, I am a creator and a business owner. This Mooney Speaks is an educator and a mentor and someone that's in thought leadership. And I wanted to basically do more writing and get the attention of possible virtual events or local events where I can do speaking engagements in person specifically for our community and, kind of kicking that off. So I've been posting more content on This Mooney Speaks. I have been writing a lot more. I've been putting up blogs on my Substack publication, really deep diving into different topics like posting based on your audience behavior, how you can interpret and build a story when it comes to your social media metrics so you can get your yeses from decision makers, why creators and businesses in the nerd culture aren't being taken seriously, and how we can use value-based communication to be taken seriously in the spaces that we want to grow in. So I've been doing a lot of writing, hence my YouTube creator journey, wanting to create more long form content for that as well. And appearing on lives and podcasts and just talking to people. So This Mooney Speaks is taking off. We're doing it. We're here. So that's what I like to do for myself, just as an individual and how I create. I like to compartmentalize and prioritize based on initiatives and the things that I want to get done in this present moment. So I'm totally okay with not posting on MarketingMoonie if that means I can devote more time to taking care of my clients, and with the goal of getting This Mooney Speaks off the ground, and sharing my knowledge with more people in the community, I can focus on creating content for that space there.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. That definitely makes a lot of sense. And I wanted to ask about the YouTube channel and how that's been going, because I did see on the other page that you were able to go to a seminar where you're teaching, those with disabilities, how to, market what they're doing. And, that opened the door for you to, have that goal to be an educator on marketing in different areas, especially in the nerd culture. So I wanted to ask, how was that speaking event for you, and how did that motivate you to, how you're doing with the YouTube and the Substack?
Yeah. So as you can tell, I am a yapper. And when I get to yapping about things that I love, it's a good time. So with my 9-to-5, I believe it was last year, I had the opportunity to go to Washington, D.C. to teach social media advocacy to patients in the rare disease community, and very specifically those with bleeding disorders. I had no idea that was a whole world community of its own, but I was able to discover it and really connect with people in that community. And what we were tasked to do was when we are giving this presentation, we were also to do one-on-one work with these different bleeding disorders chapters. So where we can teach them how to, create do some trends, or vlogging their trip, and, just giving them different ways that they can be creative and use social media to advocate for themselves, and especially for change in legislation. So we were able to do this speaking engagement and with my colleague, of course, and we did this presentation, and this was in front of almost 500 people. I was like, wow. Because prior, I have done webinars. I've done so many webinars. I believe I've done maybe like 5 or 6. And they were all client-facing webinars. And those were great. But it's totally different when you get into a room of nearly 500 people, and they are so wonderful people. They give you all of their attention, and they're smiling, and they come to you and let you know, the information that they learned was so helpful. So I was a little bit of stage fright. But I have an outgoing personality, and I just love to teach about social media marketing. So I was able to do that, and we were able to connect with 3 Bleeding Disorders chapters and do kind of, a one-on-one filming session with them, so they can create content on behalf of their chapters. And then the following day, we were, hey, Malcolm, it's my boy.
Before you finish, fun fact. Remember when I was like, oh, I know the Storm Pod? Guess who was on the show? Guess who's on the show recently? They were on the show. That's
Malcolm, why you didn't tell me? Why you didn't tell me? We're going to set up a meeting. We're going to have a conversation about this.
But like you were saying.
Like I was saying, anywhoozin. So the following day, we were able to go to Capitol Hill and create more content with them, literally in front of, I believe that is the Congressional building. And it was so windy, it was so cold, but working directly with people after I have taught them something and seeing their enthusiasm to want to create more was so fulfilling for me. And that is something that I would like to provide for our community. And what was really cool about the experience as well is after they posted their content, that was their top performing content till this day. Mm-hmm. So what they created in that weekend has outperformed what they were creating prior. And you can tell that they were a lot more confident about what they were doing. They wanted us to come back next year or do, like a virtual webinar with them and teach them more things. And that makes me really, really excited. And, I would like to extend that experience and help make more people in our community confident in what they are doing, because you have all of these brands, like you got the Dodgers doing anime in their ads. You have all these fashion brands tapping into like One Piece. McDonald's tried to do like an anime campaign that nobody heard about because they weren't tapped into the community. So there is a huge demand for creators like us and business owners like us. And I would like to get you all out there. Get these brands hitting y'all up for brand deals, because y'all are controlling the conversation in this space.
Yeah, that makes sense. And one question I ask on the show is about support in the blurred community. I ask, what do we do well so far? What can we do better for each other? I ask the question because everybody, based on where they are in the community, has a different input and different words of wisdom when it comes to that.
So some people that I've heard, like when they're posting and things like that, especially during Black History Month, what they're doing is, like and engage and like share on, Blurred's content or, Black people's content, Black creators' content. You have to go beyond that, because there are certain metrics that will get you the brand deals, that will get you the sponsorships. Likes does not get you sponsorships. Comments, unfortunately, although they are great, they do not get you sponsorships. For example, podcasts, when sponsors are looking to have a space that their logo can pop up in front of a certain audience, they are looking at the number of subscribers. They are looking at the amount of monthly listeners that your show has, not necessarily at your social media content, although that does play a factor there are those high conversion metrics that are going to give you the yes more likely than, oh, we got 1 million impressions within the last 3 months. That's great. 1 million people saw your content, but how many of them are tapping into your podcast on a weekly or monthly or bi-weekly basis, and then in turn are engaging with your content from there? With artists, sure, share their pages, engage with their content. Buying their art is what really supports them. Even like if you want to, run an event for artists to just have like a mini gallery session. You can, there are spaces that you can rent for cheap to host galleries sessions for local creators in our space, and then you can get actual physical people in the room to engage with that art, not in a digital sense, in an in-person sense. And then they are in turn wanting to buy, because in in-person interactions, they're more likely wanting to buy than they are on the internet, because they are so distracted. Social media is so loud. It's so noisy. And a million different people are asking you to make a purchasing decision. Even like, what's another example? Go to cons and shop there. Shop from Black-owned anime merch brands. Like, my whole drawer is full of Hypeland. My entire drawer. I have a Hypeland shirt on.
I see you
now. Shop from their merch businesses. Fear-Aware is doing licensed collabs with Crunchyroll. Like, shop from those brands. You want to do the action that counts as a conversion, not the action that counts as an engagement, because a lot of people are getting an engagement. Not a lot of people are getting a high amount of conversions, and those are the brands and creators that are succeeding and getting the brand deals and getting the sponsorships and getting the vendor placements, getting the guest invites, getting invitations to early premieres of, anime films and just movies in general. Yeah. So that's how you can support. Do the thing. Don't just engage with the thing. Do the thing.
How they do that like that? No, but really though, like that's the next step. I appreciate you from like your expertise, just giving people a reminder. Like, we're not saying that like if you don't have the budget, don't. But eventually, you have to do those things in order.
There are things you can do for free.
Yeah.
Hit the subscribe button. Hit a subscribe button. Become a regular listener. Some creators have, free events. Like, for example, I just got a ticket for I believe it's called a Black Girl Book Festival. It is virtual. I believe it's ran by Jackie A. She is a blurred, a writer, a quirky girl. She's got tons of whimsy. And it is virtual, it is free, and she set it up all herself. And what it is it's a virtual event that you attend, and authors can come and tell you about the books that they're writing, and they keep all of the sales that they receive from that event, because they don't have to pay to be a vendor. They don't have to put together a booth to get set up at an event in person. So there are ways to contribute and support others in our community without having to spend money. Of course, you want to shop from the Black-owned brands and things like that, but there are still ways to support.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And I wanted to ask, what were some of like the differences between like working with the the different brands and businesses and podcasts that you work with? Because how you said before, you really did put your business at the forefront. You were working with a lot of other creators. What were some of the differences? What were some of the similarities? Or how was working behind the scenes helped you for your own content now?
I would have to say, working with different types of businesses and creators makes what I do very interesting, and it forces me to expand my skills laterally.
Mm.
So I have podcast marketing experience, and there are other facets of experience that I would like to tap into in the nerd space.
Mhm.
There are nerds doing wellness
Yeah.
content. There
Mhm.
are nerds selling merch. They're selling digital products. There are, nerdy artists and things like that that I would like to work with. And it forces me to not flatten, but expand my spectrum of skills and things that I offer.
Mhm.
And everybody has different needs. And what I love the most about the people that I'm working with now, they know exactly what they need. And that is something that marketers, that's all we ask for. We just need you to know what you want, and we will give it to you. Like that immediately. A lot of the holdup is when you have brands or creators, not just in the nerd culture space, just in general,
Mhm.
that don't necessarily have an idea of what they want to be done for them, and that's okay. But that's what stops them from growing, is not necessarily knowing what type of marketing support that they need, even after some discussion. And what I love about my clients is they know exactly what they need, because content creation and being present digitally in some way, whether it's YouTube, blogging, website, social media content as well, our community is very present in that space. So there is sort of a demand to be present in that space and do it well. As far as the differences, I'd have to think about that. I feel like I'm a very flexible person. I'm very good at adapting, because marketing and communications is applicable to absolutely anything in any industry. I would say the differences would be I would say maybe the type of client that I'm working with, as far as what is the best way to communicate with them, how they prefer to look in their edits.
Mhm.
Um, like for example, like Stormpod, they have their own like custom audio that
Mm.
needs to be included in their content, which is good, because people need to hear things over and over again on social media. So when they are hearing something custom, they instantly recognize that's the Storm. Um, so I think I think the differences lie within how I am collaborating with different clients and how they communicate, how they receive information well, and what they feel like is success for them. So, for example, some clients, they want the numbers. The numbers are very, very important for them. Other clients, they want their brand to be intact. They're not necessarily worried about their content as much. They
Mhm.
really want their brand to be very crisp, very easy to understand, and very reflective of who they are. So if I'm writing content for them, like scripting a video or writing a blog for them or writing captions, it's very important that it is in their voice more so than the visuals. So everybody is different as far as what their preferences are and how they want to be presented. And everyone is also similar in that, in our community specifically, in that they know what needs to get done. They just don't have the bandwidth to get it done on their own.
Yeah, that's definitely true, and that's a lot of like wonderful information as well. Just wanted to say that.
Oh yes, I got tagline after tagline after tagline for y'all. I got y'all. Anybody in the chat asking questions? Who's got questions? I will answer.
And I wanted to talk about how the experience has been with the Moonie apps, because I'm not gonna lie, I was reading a good set of them, especially like with the vanity metrics and everything that you were sharing and posting times. So how has that been, being able to provide the blogs in that format and giving the information compared to when you like do your regular content, like, you know, like your reels and like your YouTube videos and like the shorts and stuff like that?
I'd say I really do enjoy doing the writing, and providing that information in a way that it is evergreen and can be accessible at all times is also, I believe, very helpful for our community as well. What I really like about it is I can be silly in that space because it's my publication. It's my publication. If y'all got a problem with it, maybe you shouldn't subscribe to the publication. And I can really explore very silly ideas. So, and what's also really interesting about there's a difference between how my workflow is for my regular content creation and when I am writing long form. When I'm writing long form, I get into a flow state to where there probably about 2 weeks that I am in the zone and only focused on writing. So I am writing maybe 3 or 4 blogs and then scheduling them out. And then I am completely like, I've burnt the energy it takes to write long form. And then I go right back into content creation. Whereas with content creation, it can be an ongoing thing because, you know, something might pop up where there's like, you know, there might be an event that I'm going to, or there is a topic that is really popular in our space and I kind of want to put my opinion about it out there. And sometimes it works in tandem. So for example, very early on, I started an anime branding series where I imagined it just, you know, just some fake brands, just dibbling and dabbling there, you know, just doing things for fun. Like, for example, I did a romantic goth skincare brand for Sailor Saturn because she's so pretty. She's like a porcelain doll, you know, and she's got that poker face. So she literally looks like a doll. And I wanted to tie that into, you know, skincare and do it in a style that I have not created in before. And I was able to do that short form content for it. But when I decided, you know, when I started my Substack, I said, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write long form for all of these imaginary brands that I made for these anime characters. And writing it, although it was a slower process, I had more room to be more imaginative of how I believed that those brands would specifically be tied to those characters. So like, for example, with Sailor Saturn's skincare brand, I probably would have done a collab with the Nosferatu movie. That would have been flames. Like that would be straight fire. And I was able to write about that. And I didn't get a chance to include that in social media content because you have a 60-second to 90-second window to getting someone interested in doing something. So the writing has been a very fun way for me to slow down and really dive a little bit deeper into my creativity. And I've actually gotten the most positive feedback from my writing on Substack versus my content on social media. I've had people say like, "Oh, I've got to read that blog again because there was a lot of really good information in there. Oh, I'm totally going to use this in the future." Things like that. So the subscribers are growing slowly but surely there, but I'm not worried about subscriber growth. I just want to get my ideas out there. Like just recently I want to say earlier this morning, I dropped a blog about 9 anime characters that I would hire on my marketing team.
I read that. I read that one.
Like what makes me think of these things? I don't know. But it's fun. And I was able to really take a seat and really think about like, how would I really like truly apply to this? Because there are so many roles in the marketing industry. And then you also don't think that like different anime characters would have marketing skills necessarily, because it's not necessarily a part of their plot, but they have traits and things that they do, like Lucy Hartfilia from Fairy Tale. Your girl is a writer. She's a writer.
Yeah.
I would have her on my team as my content writer. She would write all of my copy for my website. She would write all of my social media copy. She would write all of my blogs from like a thought leadership perspective. And that's how I kind of made the connection. So writing on Substack has been very fulfilling for me because I can slow down. I can really dive deeper into my creativity, and I can provide more detailed information for those that are more intentional about learning things to use that information for their content in the future.
I just love everything. Because I don't know, I just love it. I just really love it. I just love the enthusiasm and just the information and everything. Because I say that because I actually read it. I actually read it as much as I could. So,
do your research.
It's not just because. So that's why I just want to commend you on that.
Oh, appreciate that so much. And something that a lot of people don't know about marketers is like, we are like, I can liken ourselves to the goddesses in Sentenced to be a Hero. We thrive, we glow off of like praise because we don't receive it often. And the work that we do, as far as they call it a customer life cycle, the work that we do is usually on the front end of that. So we are doing the things that get your brand attention, and hopefully there is a conversion event where somebody goes to your website, or somebody subscribes to your YouTube, or somebody subscribes to your blog. And then from there, we don't see anything. We don't know if a sale has been made. We don't know if an event was attended. We don't know if, a piece of art was purchased. We get that intel from our clients, or for the 9-to-5 folks for our agencies. So being able to hear positive feedback as a marketer is like the best thing ever. Even constructive criticism.
Yeah.
I want to hear it all. Give me everything. Because marketing is a blend of creativity and analysis. And a lot of what we do is, for the most part, low key. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. We are taking shots in the dark. And then over time, based off of where we're hitting, we'll go closer into that direction. So that's kind of the mix there. Like, what is a creative way that I can get to this goal? And based on that trajectory that I'm going in, whatever ratio of hits to misses that I'm getting, if I'm getting more misses than hits, all right, I need to switch it up and try to do something different. If I'm getting more hits, it's like, okay, I need to keep doing more of this. How can I creatively keep replicating this experience that I am offering to my audiences? So we love to hear any and all feedback for that reason.
It's awesome. And
please.
That reminds me. I can't do it, but like, right.
Thank you.
That reminds me of the anime Sentenced to be a Hero. As soon as you said that, I don't know. I don't want to spoil it for, but like whoever watches
spoilers, y'all better watch that.
Whoever watches it, there's a particular, I guess we can say, thing. I don't want, because if I say it, it's like there's a particular thing in the show that needs praise. So that was that's what it reminded me.
There is a thing. Like how can we describe it like vaguely?
I don't, because I feel like if I say the word,
there is a thing.
There's an entity.
Yeah. There is an entity that can speak.
Yeah.
That asks for praise.
Yeah.
They want to hear well done. They want
that's
hip hop.
that's like their life force, even though not really. But that's
sort of, but not really. Yeah.
And one of the last questions I was going to ask is, how has this whole career path you've been on, and then creating your own version of, your career path, mixing anime and marketing, how has it helped you as a person, whether it's like mentally, spiritually, emotionally, whatever the case may be?
For me, I would say it's more freeing than anything. The sky is truly the limit for me in this space. Especially because I'm doing something that no other marketer is doing.
Mm-hmm.
There's not one, and I'm gonna say this. If somebody pops up and be like, I'm doing the same thing, I'm be like, get out my face. But I truly and humbly believe that I am one of them.
Weird.
Praise kinks. Excuse me.
I'm sorry, I gotta stop. No, we were talking about getting praise as a marketer, because social media marketers don't get enough praise. Oh my god, I love you. I love you so much, Kira. Oh my god.
You walked in at give me pats. There's something for everybody.
But like you were saying,
it's 2026, y'all. There's something for everybody.
That is true.
We listen, we don't judge. Okay?
But going back to
what was I? Oh my god, what was I talking about? That was great.
How this journey in like anime and marketing helped you as a person?
Oh yes. So, that was great. I am I humbly truly believe that I am one of one as far as truly connecting marketing, my skills in marketing, with the shared journey of being a part of nerd culture, because I feel like anybody can do marketing for a indie comic book brand. Any marketer can do that, but I think what makes me stand out is that I have a shared journey that allows me to actually connect with the people that I'm working with, and that in turn reflects on the work that I produce and the results that I produce. So it's more freeing than anything. I kind of just feel like I'm just like flying through the sky at this point, and there's just like no limit. Whereas when you are working in marketing in a corporate space, there are limitations that you have to deal with. You have to deal with, legal, especially if you are doing marketing in a medical space. I do marketing for, in my right now I'm fighting evil by moonlight.
Yeah.
And between 9 and 5, I am corporate girly in the daylight. And there are limitations, there's legal that you have to work within the parameters of. There you are also kind of, contributing to the growth of someone else's business in exchange for an income. And for some marketers, and I don't feel this way, but for some marketers, that is not fulfilling for them at all. And sometimes it is quite draining. And in some space, in some cases, there is not the opportunity for you to kind of go all in on your creativity without hearing no. Whereas for me, I never hear no, because it's just me. And if I feel like I want to do something, I can do it. And that is for my brand. And when I am working with others, it's not necessarily whether or not this is a yes or a no. It's more so like, what do we have the capacity to do? Because I have the shared journey with the clients that I'm working with, I already have an idea of things that we can do that are feasible, that are appropriate for the community. So then it's like, all right, so what do we have the capacity to do? Do we have to, split up a specific goal into little baby steps? Are we able to hit something immediately and then start strategizing for next steps? So those are the conversations that I am having with clients and even with people that are just asking me for advice, like what is feasible and what can be done. So I never hear no, and it's great. That's the most rewarding part. No knows. Yes to everything. I feel like I'm like, am I spoiled? I'm a spoiled brat. Because I don't know, like, will I end up with a client that does tell me no, and I'm gonna be like, wait a minute.
No, I understand.
Maybe I need to just chill. Maybe I need to chill with the whole like I never hear no thing. But for the most part, that's the most freeing portion of it is, this is the Mooniverse. Like this is the space that I am, kind of thriving and exploring in. And then, I have a shared journey with my clients that truly connect us on a level that we can produce results that are good for them, not necessarily cookie cutter experiences. Like your Instagram grid does not have to be aesthetic. It doesn't. Your color palette does not have to be minimal. Stop. I want to abolish minimalism, please, folks. Abolish it. And minimalism does not work in our community. We are maximalist. We like bright colors. We like the tech feel. We like shiny things. We like flashy, pinks, purples, blues, bright yellows, all of those things. Oh, see, here we go. Going back to what I said. I have something for every budget.
Yes, she did say that.
And I am so serious. This is not a joke.
No, yeah, she's not joking. Like you gotta. I'm gonna give you all the stuff. I got you, girl. So
yeah, I have something for every budget, for real. But yeah, I just I love it here. to put it simply.
And definitely it was really amazing, like having you on, getting some of the knowledge and just knowing that we have you and we need help with this current climate right now.
You can't keep allowing these big brands to keep like merching off of our biting off of our culture. Like it is unacceptable for the OG folks that have been around. You know what I'm saying? At least a decade. We don't deserve that type of treatment. We don't deserve it. We worked hard to make this scene popular, especially during the pandemic. And that was really the catalyst for it all. That was the catalyst for it all. The normies didn't have anything to do. They couldn't do their normie stuff. Yes. They couldn't do their normie stuff because of the pandemonium, because of the Pandora.
Yes.
And they were looking for things to get into. I had people in my DMs that I went to college with, like, what anime should I watch? Oh my gosh, I'm watching Promised Neverland right now. What do you think? I'm just like, that's the one you're starting with? You're starting with trauma?
I guess so.
Okay. Good for you, I guess. But that was the catalyst, and we've been here all this time. So as we welcome more people into the community, and there is more of an economic flow and exchange within the fandoms in our space, we deserve the spotlight. We worked hard for it, and even for the folks that are just getting into, they're on the new gen wave, like they haven't tapped into those. They're the new gen folks. They deserve to see us do our thing. We got to pop off.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And I definitely want to give you this chance to plug in where you want everybody to follow you and get all of the good information you got for us.
Oh, yes. This is so weird for me. Marketers also don't like to do shameless plugs, but I'm gonna try. I'm going to try. We put 110% into shameless plugging other people that we feel so good about doing it for ourselves. So I'm gonna try, guys. Alrighty. So you can follow me at MarketingMoonie and at This Moonie Speaks on Instagram for both information about my business, some of my creative endeavors, and for my thought leadership. You can also subscribe to my Substack, My Marketing Moonie Yaps. It is very easy to find. We're slowly growing the anime community in that platform as well for more detailed, long form writing tips and tricks of, kind of getting your brand awareness up in the nerd culture space. You can also go to my website and my link in my Instagram. That is pretty much my hub for all of my information in there. And you can play around in the Mooniverse, fool around with the widgets and see what you vibe with, see what ideas that you could be trying to pimp myself. Wait a minute. This is not appropriate. What rating is this show?
Well, I assume it's 18 plus. Second, we passed the 30-minute mark. Third, that's my girl, Room Full of Blurred. She has her amazing podcast as well.
Yes.
And so just all the amazing people, especially in the indie comic space, her show, you got it covered. And this is our banter.
I love it. This is what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for. If anybody, seriously, I respond to all DMs. I respond to all comments. I am not above that. I follow who follows me back. I'm so serious. So yeah, find me on Instagram, Marketing Moonie and This Moonie Speaks. That is my hub for all my information there. You can find all of my links on those platforms as well. I'm also on Threads and on TikTok as This Moonie Slays. That is where all the unhinged content and random thoughts and silliness, is. You can find my website in my Instagram bio, and 100% subscribe to my Substack, My Marketing Moonie Yaps, because that is where you'll get the golden nuggets. And if you want to have me on for a virtual speaking event, anything in person, if folks are, coming into LA, I would even go as far as San Diego. Open to starting that journey, my public speaking journey. And obviously for the free starting off. So just hit me up.
Definitely. And thank you guys so much that popped in and out of the show, having patience and everything like that. I really, truly appreciate it. So I guess my shameless plug, because it's the end of the show.
Yes!
Hi, my name is Lizzie from AnimeInkArt. That's my brand. I started in 2021 where I had my art, my traditional art, and I digitally edited it. It created my own style. I'm not near the art wall, but you see it sometimes in the promotion and some of the AnimeInkArt throwbacks where we're trying to get the clips out before we switch to YouTube. And because we have some interesting guests and people may want to see their knowledge or what they know about. So we've been doing that. But the show was something a little bit newer 2 years ago because we used to do this thing called AnimeInkArt Black Brand Spotlight with us promoting our art, because we saw that there were so many different Black nerds and creators that we didn't know about and we wish we knew about. And for some reason we were like, okay, well, I want other people to know about it, whether it was people in my high school or in the community, if they wanted to watch, it doesn't matter. But people that may have not known about these people, that's how I started. And I grew a network of people. I also cosplay as well when I get the chance. It was to promote my drawings, but then it became something that I kind of just want to start doing more. I was the cosplay model for Otaku Noirs. My cosplay is Black Calendar. I'm also an affiliate, so please use code AnimeInkArt. You'll get free shipping off of your orders. They have where to start? They have their Noir mystery box coming out soon in March. They'll be at BlurCon at March, so they're promoting all of the, they have the mystery box for that, the merch for that for BlurCon Geek Neek. So please get on that pre-order because you have to do that so you can get the merch for that. They also going to be at VirtuousCon, which we are vending VirtuousCon. So I have to set up my virtual table before then. So I will share that information with you guys. So it's going to be February 21st to the 22nd. So it's virtual. So everything will be virtual. You can like with the guests, and they'll have panels, and they'll have other vendors as well. So that'll be fun as well. We will be going to BlurCon. We're figuring out all of the cosplay situations and stuff like that. So Instagram is my main platform. I do have TikTok at AnimeInkArt. I do have Facebook that's connected to Instagram. Follow us at AnimeInkArt1. That's the main page where you get all the everything. And you have the broadcast channel where I share everything that's going on from both pages. We have the AnimeInkArt Live 1 page as well. If you want commissions, if you want to know to be on the show, we have the form. If you need, shopping from us, we have the links there. We have the portfolio for everything. Everything is there. Just click on it. It's easy to find. I hope for the most part. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys.
Y'all are grown. Go find it. Y'all are grown.
But
go find it.
But with that, I do a lot of things. So if you want to see anything that I don't get to share at a current moment, just click on the links. And I appreciate you guys. And we'll be back again. We'll be back again on Monday. And y'all know who it is because I shared it. It's gonna be with Brian Daymore from Brain of Brian Comics. So it's gonna be fun. So I appreciate all of you guys. And with that, have a good Friday into Saturday. Bye, guys. Oh, also, I forgot because I guess they're gonna know. I don't know if I'm gonna announce it. It's pre-recorded, whatever. But I will be on Melanin Minds with the lovely Toshi J tomorrow. We have a pre-recorded session for one of her podcast shows. So I will share more details when I can. That would be fun. Okay, guys. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.